Yeah, thank you for doing this with us. And you've been involved in the local music scene since you were very young. You know, you dabbled in different things. The label Aksara Records. You had the music magazine Ripple, and you played in a band for a while. And most important of all, you're a fan of the local scene. What's your main focus now in the context of the music scene today?
Bahasa Inggris sama bahasa Indonesia ya. Saya pikir saya hanya menjalankan apa yang saya suka gitu. This is my passion. So siapapun yang butuh saya ada di situ gitu. Dan saya bagian dari this whole scene. Dan yang saya lakukan sekarang, saya bekerja sama dengan siapa saja yang saya pikir bisa memberikan kontribusi buat ya negeri ini dan juga dunia gitu. Dan apa yang mereka tidak bisa buat dan saya bisa buat, saya akan lakukan. Pada dasarnya seperti itu. Jadi it's more of a collective thing right now. With me and my friends and all the bands and other entities in the so-called music industry or indie music industry or whatever.
And why do you think it's important for someone, you guys, maybe, to actually document and, you know, to always keep on documenting music, Indonesian music?
Well, saya hanya ingin ya di masa yang akan datang orang-orang Indonesia, pencinta musik di negeri ini atau bahkan dunia sekalipun bisa benar-benar tahu gitu dan menyukai seperti apa musik populer Indonesia itu gitu. Dan yang saya lakukan sekarang tidak hanya mengerjakan apa yang terjadi sekarang atau yang sudah saya kerjakan dari awal tahun 2000-an. Tapi saya bersama siapapun yang ingin dan yang care, saya melakukan archiving buat musik Indonesia dari tahun 50-an. Karena saya melihat banyak sekali yang karya-karya hebat di sana. Dan saya pikir semua orang harus tahu gitu. Dan ya hanya ingin berbagi aja, sharing things. It's I think sharing, it's the main word.
All right. And this archiving project is what you call Irama Nusantara.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
The term Nusantara is quite interesting to me.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you?
Wow. Nusantara. Yeah, it's the archipelago. It's not just Indonesia. You know, it's also the Singapore, Malaysia. Yeah, the whole archipelago in Southeast Asia, because it's the it's the place where persilangan, pertemuan dari berbagai macam budaya, karena itu adalah pusat perdagangan dari zaman dulu. And what made the region so special is that the clash between all those cultures with the region cultures with Western cultures is just fantastic.
Yes.
So, yeah, you just cannot find them anywhere else in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
But why specifically start from the 50s? Is there any reason?
Why, yes, because for me and my friends, we consider 1950s as the first decade where we had our own recording record labels. Yeah, started in 1951. As far as I can remember, it's 1951, Irama Records, and it is after our independence. The year of independence was 1945. So 1951, okay, the 50s, and we still can afford to get some of the records because it's 50s. So, yeah, That's some of the reasons.
And how have sourcing for materials from that era been? How have you find these things from the era?
Yeah, we got our network here, and it's in between like collectors and circles of friends. I mean, who cares about these kinds of stuff and like music and old Indonesian music and everything. So some of them actually found the treasures on the family living room, sometimes on the racks and everything. The stacks of vinyls, Indonesian vinyls, and they out to call us, and from everywhere, because we got our own network, and so far it's looking pretty good. And it's like, picking up all those puzzle pieces, get it into one place, and that's about it, I think.
With your background in fine arts,
Okay.
what was the biggest difference you felt when switching from the arts to the music industry?
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty easy. I mean, it's like the because I love music since I was small. I mean, in my early days, I listened to lots of music. I mean, rock music and everything. And saya kira my first ketertarikan saya terhadap visual arts, illustrations, and especially in the fine art area, the pop art of Andy Warhol and company. It's through music. I mean, it's through music, through rock music, through the artworks, and then so it's basically the same. It's all about this creative process and everything. Yeah, the process of creating things. So it's because you just can't back then when I was just finished my high school, you just can't tell your parents you're going to study music. I mean, but yeah, well, if you study design or fine arts, well, it's okay. Yeah, it's good, but not music. Yeah, because I don't know why, but So I studied fine art, and then I still love music, and I jumped into the scene back then in Bandung. It was in the 90s. In mid 90s. It's the mecca of independent scene in Indonesia, especially back then in the 90s. So it's I am in the middle of I'm on the center of it all here in Indonesia.
Interesting time to be in Bandung at the time. The scene was growing. And what can you tell about the bands that come out from Bandung at the time?
Wow, so many, but most of them actually these punk hardcore bands. Yeah, it's so big back then, and and some of the indie rock stuff also. And spearheaded by the bands like Pure Saturday, Cherry Bombshell, and the hardcore punk scene. They got Puppen. They got so many. I remember one of the first record that got released when I was in my early days in Bandung. It was Close Minded. It was I don't know. It was pretty hard to digest record back then. I was just, what is this? Is this? It's not your typical old school hardcore punk or something. It was just more than that. It was crazy, and especially the compilation. It's like the sampler of what happened back then. The Masa Indah, Setelah. I just can't remember the title. It's so. Masa Indah Sekali Pisan. I forgot the title, but it's a best sampler. I mean, back then they got the compilation got yeah, Poopin', Cherry Bombshell, also acts from Jakarta, Waiting Room, and some other acts. Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah.
Is there a distinct difference in sound between bands from Jakarta and the other states, Jogja, Surabaya, Bandung, for instance?
Yeah, it was back then. It was more of Jakarta and Bandung. Jogja, the newcomer of this so-called scene is the Jogja scene. It's like, I think right now they're the best for me. Yeah, the last like 2 or 3 years they got so many fantastic bands with eclectic sounds. But back then in the 90s up until early 2000s, it was more Bandung and Jakarta. Yeah, they got their own sounds, but nothing really
Significant.
significant. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.